Hello students, in this video I will explain about Ellingham diagrams. So Ellingham diagrams are the plots of delta G versus temperature. Okay, delta G for the consumption of 1 mole of oxygen when any element gets oxidized. Okay, delta G for the reaction where 1 mole of oxygen is consumed to convert into oxide. Not always metal, so any element converting it into oxide when 1 mole of oxygen is consumed. For that process, the delta G is plotted against temperature. So delta G on y-axis and temperature on x-axis. Okay. So in the examination you may not be asked to draw this graph, but this graph helps to understand the method to be adopted for the extraction of metals and also to select the reducing agent for the process. Okay. So I have drawn some lines here. So these lines are the plots for the conversions of the different elements into their oxides. Okay. So this first line, you can just see this line. This line is for the conversion of magnesium into magnesium oxide. So it is only for the consumption of 1 mole of oxygen. So it should be 2 mg giving 2 MgO. Okay. Say for the conversion of magnesium into magnesium oxide by consuming only 1 mole of oxygen, delta G versus T plot is this line. Okay. So what this line indicates, at lower temperatures, the delta G is maximum, means at very high negative delta G values. So as the temperature is increasing, the delta G values moves towards the lower values, means negative delta G values goes on decreasing as the temperature is increasing. Okay, it reaches some value, then there is a steep increase in the graph, means there is very sudden decrease in the delta G values because the metal has reached its melting point. Okay, then so this line is for the conversion of aluminium into aluminium oxide. Okay, so aluminium plus oxygen giving Al2O3. So this is for the consumption of 1 mole of oxygen. So that is why balance the equation only for 1 mole of oxygen, 4/3 of aluminium oxygen giving 2/3 moles of aluminium oxide. Okay. See, 1 mole of, for the formation of 1 mole of aluminium oxide, sorry, not for the formation, excuse me, for the consumption of 1 mole of oxygen to form aluminium oxide. So this is the line. Okay. Now, so at the same temperature, for the formation of magnesium oxide, the line is below, whereas for the aluminium oxide it is above. It means at the same temperature, delta G for the formation of aluminium oxide is less negative than the delta G for the formation of magnesium oxide from magnesium. So what this indicates, if delta G is less negative, it is comparatively less stable than magnesium oxide. Means aluminium oxide is less stable than magnesium oxide at that temperature, or you can say the spontaneity of the reaction is less for the formation of aluminium oxide than for the formation of magnesium oxide. So up to this temperature. So after this temperature it is reversed. Okay, it is only due to the change in the phases, means there is their liquid state. So that is why there is a steep increase. Okay. Now So what, how this graph can help for the extraction of metal, now we'll understand. Now see, at the lower temperatures, delta G for the formation of magnesium oxide is higher. As the temperature is increasing, it is becoming lesser and lesser. But for the same, at the same temperature, for the formation of aluminum oxide, delta G compared to magnesium oxide, it is less negative, means the spontaneity of the reaction is less. If you use magnesium as the reducing agent for aluminum oxide, then it can reduce aluminum oxide to aluminum, because at a given temperature the formation of magnesium oxide is more spontaneous than formation of aluminum oxide. Okay. So what we can do is, we can use magnesium for the conversion of aluminum oxide into aluminum by using magnesium as reducing agent up to this temperature, because the line is below the aluminum line. But after this temperature it is reversed. So aluminum can reduce the magnesium oxide. But why won't we use magnesium for the reduction of aluminum? It is due to the economy. So if you use magnesium for the extraction of aluminum oxide, aluminum from aluminum oxide, so aluminum will become more costly. So that is why some different methods are used. Okay, so this line is for the formation of zinc oxide by consuming 1 mole of oxygen. Okay, so delta G is above minus 600. Okay, but as the temperature is increasing, so delta G values goes on decreasing, it suddenly increases. So there is one more line, see this 2 carbon plus oxygen giving 2 carbon monoxide, right? So as the temperature is increasing, delta G goes on decreasing. See, for all these lines what we said, as the temperature is increasing, delta G values goes on decreasing, but for this delta G values is going on increasing. The reason is 1 mole of oxygen is converted to 2 moles of carbon monoxide, means entropy of the system is increasing. I repeat, entropy of the system is increasing. If you remember the equation, delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. So as entropy is increasing, minus T delta values will increase. So this is usually an exothermic reaction, all the reduction reactions. So delta G values will goes on increasing. So as the carbon reacts with oxygen to form carbon monoxide, so as the temperature is increasing, delta G values goes on increasing. So negative delta G values goes on increasing. So now this line crosses this plot for the zinc oxide and above 1400 Kelvin. So you can convert zinc oxide into zinc by using coke as reducing agent. So nearly 1400 Kelvin. See above this means there should be at least some gap so that coke can become a reducing agent for zinc oxide. See here I will write the reaction, the possible reaction, again later you can see in your notes. So zinc oxide reacts with coke to form zinc and carbon monoxide. So why this is spontaneous? Because carbon at higher temperatures can take oxygen to form carbon monoxide. So its entropy is increasing. Formation of carbon monoxide from coke is more spontaneous than formation of zinc oxide from zinc. So that is why the reaction is reversed. Okay. So when you couple the two reactions, where we have coupled these two reactions. Okay, so we have coupled these two reactions and we got one reaction where zinc oxide is converted into zinc. Okay, so at the temperature 1400 Kelvin, so nearly 1473 Kelvin, so zinc oxide is reduced to zinc by using coke as a reducing agent. See, now this is how we select the reducing agents for the reduction of any metal oxides. Okay. But we can't use coke as a reducing agent for aluminium because at very high temperature it crosses this line, right? So reaching this line itself is very difficult. Means we have to heat it for more than 2000 degree Celsius. So it crosses nearly 2500 degrees Celsius. So getting that much high temperature is highly economic. So that's why we can't use coke as a reducing agent for the extraction of aluminium from aluminium oxide. Okay, so we have different methods for the extraction of aluminium. Okay, so I named two more lines here. So carbon plus oxygen giving carbon dioxide. So delta G for this reaction remains almost constant at all temperatures because delta S remains same. Means 1 mole of the gaseous oxygen is converted into 1 mole of the gaseous carbon dioxide. So delta G remains constant. So that is why we write an horizontal line in the Ellingham diagram. And one more line is there. So carbon monoxide reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide. See, 2 moles of carbon monoxide, 1 mole of oxygen, means 3 moles of the gaseous reactant is converted into 2 moles of the gaseous product. Means delta S is decreasing. So 3 minus 2 is 1. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. So delta S is decreasing. Entropy is decreasing. So entropy is decreasing means, see, delta S becomes negative. So negative value plus temperature. So positive value delta G. Negative delta G values goes on decreasing. So that is why you can see this line which is going to increase at higher temperature. Means it is going towards the positive value. So as the temperature is increasing, conversion of carbon monoxide into carbon dioxide becomes less negative. Delta G values, negative delta G values decreases, or you can say the value is moving towards the positive delta G values. Okay. So this line is for the conversion of iron to iron oxide. So which is above the conversion of carbon monoxide to carbon dioxide up to which temperature it is? Nearly it is 800 Kelvin. 800 degree Celsius. Means up to 1000 Kelvin, carbon monoxide can become a reducing agent for iron oxide. I repeat, so carbon monoxide can become a reducing agent for iron oxide at nearly 1073 Kelvin or nearly 900 degree Celsius, you can see. But above this cannot reduce the iron oxide. Okay, so this is the main equation what we use in the extraction of iron from hematite ore. So hematite is converted into FeO, then FeO convert itself into iron by reduced by the reduction with the carbon monoxide. Okay, so how this graph helps? Here we can choose a reducing agent and we can predict which can become a reducing agent. Okay, so as I said, this graph indicates that coke can become a reducing agent for aluminium. But see the temperature, at what temperature it is crossing the line. So nearly at 2000 degrees Celsius it is crossing the line. Means you have to get a temperature above 2500 degrees Celsius, then only aluminium oxide can be reduced by using coke as a reducing agent. So which is difficult for the manufacturing methods. Okay. The last one, this line. Now this here, see, formation of cuprous oxide from copper. Okay, so which is above the all these lines, means anyone can become the reducing agent. Anyone can become the reducing agent for conversion of copper oxide to copper, because in the Ellingham diagrams, so what the idea you can get is, in the Ellingham diagram, if you see any plot for the conversion of the element into its oxide, okay, if it is below any other line, so this can become the reducing agent. Like what I said, magnesium is below the aluminum, so magnesium can become a reducing agent for aluminum oxide. For zinc oxide, coke can become a reducing agent because, so after 1400 Kelvin, so zinc oxide line goes up and coke plus oxygen giving carbon monoxide line comes below. So any line which is below can become a reducing agent for the element which is above that line. Okay. So for the conversion of copper into copper oxide, it is very less negative. So any one metal or any one element can become the reducing agent for the conversion of copper oxide to copper. Okay. Now there will be usually one more line like silver oxide and mercuric oxide. By just heating the metal oxide, you can get the metal. Means their delta G values are very less negative. So they are unstable at higher temperatures. So these oxides are also very unstable at higher temperatures. Okay. So I hope you understood. Again in detail we will go when we discuss a particular metal. Like in the extraction of zinc, again we will consider the Ellingham diagram. In the extraction of iron, we will consider again the Ellingham diagram. So every time we will consider the Ellingham diagram and we will just see how the reducing agent can reduce the oxide to metal. Okay. Thank you.